Hey everyone, it's Dennis. Today I'm going to talk about spiritual loss of values. I'm going to follow this up with the next one on settling for less. They are very related. So, spiritual loss of values in AA, that means you are becoming somebody that you never thought you would be. You are not happy that you're becoming, and it's not who you are meant to be. And I say this because we will do anything for a drink. We will give up those parts of us that are super important, our integrity, our just being a decent human being. We'll trade that in for a drink in a heartbeat. I would. I'd trade anything. I'd trade people, relationships, whatever, just so that I could get drunk. So spiritual loss of values, and it starts out slow, right? It starts out with lies. You hear, have you been drinking? How many have you had? You don't look right. What's going on with you? You've been drinking a lot lately. Now, all these questions that you get, you're going to be real artful. You have to start saying, oh, and everybody says the same thing. Oh, I only had 2, I don't know. Oh, it went right to my head. I must have been on an empty stomach or something. You know, you have all these excuses and they become very normal to start lying about your drinking. It becomes just the way of living with your alcoholism. Alcoholism and lies are going to get like that. And so we lie, and then comes with me, it was a lot of the hiding. And it was hiding the alcohol, it was me hiding. It was, where were you? I would have stashes around the neighborhood. I would have stashes around the house. I would have so many places that I would hide, and then I had to dispose of the bottles. That was another thing, and I had to have all this all planned out. The hiding was so much work. And then, I'm going to tell you, my favorite place to drink was in industrial parking lots, in my car, just somewhere where nobody would know I was, and just sort of hide away and be there. And, that was not, I was not available for people at all because I was drunk. And so less and less I became part of other people's lives, and they got used to it. People they're not always going to run after you and say, oh, we need to help you. No, at some point they just give up on you, and you give up on you. And then, the really big thing that we do is, that I hear in meetings, and it was me too, is the drinking and driving. That is a huge deal that we all are so shameful and grateful when we did not hurt anybody. We're so grateful. I am grateful for that I didn't hurt anyone. But I could have taken out a family. It's one thing to hurt ourselves. We're fine with that. But not okay with taking out a family. So that becomes normal too. Drinking and driving. And I used to have it calculated how much I could drink and drive. And then I would know at some point, not a good idea, when I pretty much couldn't walk, I probably couldn't drive. But it was almost at that point. So these things you do and you become, and it's not who you are meant to be, and it's not who you need to be. And, I'm telling you this, and a lot of you are already saying, well, why are you saying this? I already know. I know I'm doing these things. I know. And for drug addicts, it's worse. And you know that it's worse. You start doing even worse things, and there's a whole, I won't go into it, but there are reasons why it's worse for drug addicts. And it's just the same addiction, just a sort of different flavor. But the point is, you will do what you have to do to get high, to get drunk. And that means giving up your integrity, giving up who you are, giving up who you are meant to be, who you can be, who you should be. We trade all this in for a drink. And so why am I telling you all this? Because it happens very slowly. It happens very incrementally. You don't realize it's happening. because it becomes normal, more and more normal, and you forget about the lies that you've told, even though you know you did, because you don't want to remember them. And so you don't have to go to the bottom. And my next thing will be on settling for less, because it's very related, like I said. So anyway, you don't have to go to the bottom. You don't have to keep doing it. You can stop the lying, and you can go back to that person that you were intended, and you can repair the damage that you've done with people. These things don't have to be the way they are for you. Hopelessness is a big problem in addiction, of course. And it's when you just start giving up on yourself. And when you start giving up on yourself, you're not even going to try. And I was that way for a long, long time. For me, the crossroads came that it was either live or die. And I tried death, and I didn't really like the way, that was one of my videos on me trying to take myself out. And so live or die, and it was very apparent. It wasn't like some abstract, because I felt the pain. I saw the doctor's reports. I knew what was coming. And so I had to make a decision, and it was a hard decision. So I chose to live, and I chose to repair things. And I thank God I had AA and the people in AA to help me along. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can get better. You can repair these relationships. Nothing happens overnight, right? But it will, the things will happen quick enough for you if you just stop and you start repairing things. Thanks.